Thinking of moving back to Manila? Whether you're an OFW, a balikbayan, or just tired of the overseas grind, you might be wondering, is Manila the right place to start over? My name is Jane and I moved back to Manila after years of living and working abroad. And in today's video, we'll be doing a deep dive into what life is really like here in the capital. We'll be talking about the pros, the cons, the cost, and whether Manila is the right fit for you. Without further ado, let's get started. First, let's talk about the cost of living kasi ito lagi yung tinatanong sa akin whenever nagpo-post ako sa TikTok, sa Instagram. How much will it cost me if I want to start over as a balikbayan in Manila? First off, rent. Ito kasi yung pinakamalaking gastusin mo talaga pagdating mo dito sa Manila. If you're eyeing a modern studio or one-bedroom apartment in prime areas like BGC or Makati, expect to spend around 30,000 pesos to 50,000 pesos for your monthly rent. However, if this is above your budget and you're okay with renting outside these prime areas, makakakuha ka ng around 15,000 pesos to 25,000 pesos per month sa areas like QC or Pasig. If this is still above your budget, don't worry, there are plenty of accommodation options out there. In fact, recent reports say that Manila currently has an oversupply of condos, which means you might be able to score a better deal. Let me know in the comments if you want me to talk more about that in my next video. Keep in mind na ang rent dito sa Manila ay hindi pa kasama yung utilities. Electricity can range from 1,500 pesos to 4,000 pesos, especially during summer na laging nakabukas ng AC. For example, back in March, nung hindi pa masyadong mainit, ang electricity bill lang namin is around 1,500 pesos. However, nung May na almost 24/7 nakabukas yung AC namin, umabot siya ng 4,000 pesos. So, ganun kalaki yung naging difference dahil lang sa AC. As for the internet, that's fairly consistent. A decent fiber connection will cost you around 1,500 to 2,000 pesos per month. You also have to consider water bills, laundry, drinking water, and other household essentials. Now, let's talk about food. If you cook at home, you can keep your groceries around 5,000 pesos to 8,000 pesos per month. But if you enjoy dining out or ordering in, meals can range from 150 pesos to 500 pesos per person. Sometimes even more, especially if you prefer expat-friendly cafes and restaurants. Transportation will also depend on your lifestyle. If you're someone like me na okay lang mag-commute, your monthly budget for transportation can be just as low as 1,500 to 2,000 pesos per month. However, if you prefer taking Grab or InDrive, o kaya naman you have your own car, expect to spend around 3,000 pesos to 6,000 pesos per month. Then there's health and wellness, another major consideration. Isa rin to sa mga laging kino-comment sa videos ko. What about healthcare? PhilHealth is the most basic option pero minsan kasi hindi siya enough. Kaya madaming balikbayan ang kumukuha ng private HMO o kaya naman out-of-pocket checkups. If you plan to do the same, expect to spend around 1,000 pesos to 3,000 pesos per month. And of course, you also have to consider your daily essentials like toiletries, personal care, subscriptions, and even weekend treats. See, the costs start to pile up. And here's the thing, if you're earning foreign currency, your money will stretch further. However, if local income na, you will definitely feel the cost of living here in Manila. Kaya mahalaga na iset mo yung budget mo at expectation. To help you plan better, I have here two cost of living scenarios. One budget-friendly and another one for nakakaluwag-luwag. So tingnan natin kung magkano yung magiging monthly budget ninyo. Unahin muna natin yung budget lifestyle. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, hindi tayo mag-go through sa lahat ng category na to. But what you have here is the budget lifestyle in Manila. You have the categories sa first column and then estimated cost and then additional notes to help guide you sa pag-budget ng lifestyle ninyo dito sa Manila. Ang total, ang magiging monthly budget ninyo pag finalo nyo to is around 20,000 pesos to 25,000 pesos per month. Next naman is yung comfortable lifestyle. So it's the same. You have category on the first column, estimated cost, and additional notes. For this lifestyle naman, you'll be spending around 40,000 pesos to 60,000 pesos per month. Now that you already have an idea how much your monthly budget should be, we will now move on to the next topic, which is the pros of living in Manila. Kasi meron siya talagang perks. First is convenience. Everything's close. Malls, cafe, co-working spaces, hospital. Kaya nga ang sabi nila, di ba, kapag naghahanap ka talaga ng accommodation, location, location, location. Yun talaga yung pinaka-importante. You have to be really smart sa pagpili ng location ng condo mo or apartment kasi alam po natin kung gaano kahirap ang traffic dito sa Manila. So para hindi mo na siya kailangang i-navigate on a daily basis, it's much better na yung apartment mo, if possible, is close to those places that you often visit. For example po ako, I work from home pero from time to time, I prefer working sa cafe o kaya co-working space kasi naiinip talaga ako dito sa bahay. So that's why I decided to get an apartment na malapit sa mga ganong place. Next is delivery culture. This is one of my reverse culture shocks po talaga pagdating ko dito sa Maynila kasi halos lahat na pwedeng i-deliver. In fact, karamihan mas prefer talaga nila na mag-online shopping at ipa-deliver na lang, lalo na ngayong summer na ang init lumabas. I was so surprised na from cabinet to bed frame to lutong ulam and even halo-halo, they can deliver it right in front of your doorstep. So hindi ka na talaga mahihirapan. And aside from that, meron din silang mga return options now. Kasi nung nagpunta ako sa US, yun yung isa sa mga pinaka na-amaze talaga ako na wow, kahit ano pwede mong ibalik. Minsan parang kahit gamit na pwede mo pa ibalik. And apparently, pwede mo na rin siyang gawin dito sa Pilipinas as long as valid yung reason mo kung ba't mo ibabalik at meron kang proof or video nung item na okay pa siya in good condition, pwede mo siyang i-return kay seller. Next is modern comforts including fast internet in certain areas, decent condos, and community events para sa mga balikbayans and expat. And these things make it easier for us to settle back in. So if you like socializing, joining community events, or hosting one, you'll definitely find it easier to do that here in Metro Manila. Next is closer to family. Isa po to sa mga pinaka-importante, especially kung dito nakatira sa Maynila ang pamilya ninyo. Even if you don't live in the same house, at least you are no longer miles away. So you can visit your family for important occasions o kaya naman gusto mo lang makimerienda or makipagchikahan lang sa nanay mo. Hindi mo na rin po problemahin yung time zone na, naku, tulog na sila, hindi ko na sila pwede tawagan. Now, you can always do that kasi pareho na kayo ng oras. Now, let's be real and pag-usapan natin yung mga cons dahil alam naman natin na meron talagang challenges sa pagtira dito sa Maynila. First is traffic. So, hindi naman lingid sa kaalaman ng lahat na malala talaga ang traffic dito sa Maynila. I am so lucky that I work from home and I no longer have to commute every day going to work. Pero if you will be doing that, I am telling you now and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, mahirap pa rin po mag-commute dito sa Maynila. I mentioned earlier that I commute. I only do that whenever I have to run an errand. Pero napansin ko na medyo mas convenient na siya as compared before kasi meron ng mga e-jeepneys. Yung e-jeepney, ang kagandahan kasi sa kanya, aircon siya. Kahit na bumiyahe ako ng tanghaling tapat, for as long as I know na merong available na e-jeepney at yung oras ay hindi rush hour, okay lang sa akin mag-commute. Next is road safety. A lot of the streets here in Manila are still not walkable. So isa po yun sa mga frustrations ko nung una. Bilang galing ako sa Malta and me and my husband, isa po talaga yun sa mga bonding namin. We like going for long walks. Pero dito sa Maynila, hindi namin siya masyadong magawa. There are a lot of sidewalks kasi na blocked by poles, vendors, o kaya naman parked cars, making it difficult and minsan dangerous to walk. Next is cost of comfort. So if you want convenience and comfort and security, it comes at a price. So I posted a video on Instagram, sabi ko doon na it's expensive to live in Manila, pero one expat told me na no, it's actually cheap. So I realized that expensive is actually very subjective. But if you're a balikbayan used to certain comforts and you expect to live in Manila in a way that feels familiar and stress-free, it's definitely going to cost more. Rent in good locations, access to clean and secure spaces, and even everyday conveniences like reliable internet or nearby supermarkets often come with a higher price tag. You can live on a budget, sure, but comfort, especially by balikbayan standard, isn't always cheap. Lastly, it's not ideal for retirement, especially if you're looking for a slower, more laid-back lifestyle with easy access to parks, greenery, or walkable spaces. Manila can feel too fast-paced, crowded, and hectic for those who prefer peace and nature in their daily routine. It's a trade-off, that's why it's important to know what you're walking into. So if you were to ask me if Manila is the right place for you, that really depends on your goals, finances, expectations, and how well you prepare. Kahit naman po hindi dito sa Maynila, kahit sa ibang probinsya or syudad dito sa Pilipinas, coming home can be a beautiful thing. But it works best if it's intentional and well-planned. Whether you're planning your balikbayan journey o kaya naman you're just curious about what it's like living here, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao!